And we should be live. At least I think we are live. And there we go. Okay, back to business. Well, as you can see that we have a Painting with Rob live on Wednesday instead of Thursday because, of course, we have the big Christmas thing tomorrow. And with the holidays, I am only going to be doing the Painting with Rob live because Friday we're going to do a live playthrough of Warfighter World War II, which will count basically as our War and Pieces. At least I see it that way. And I'll probably do a couple extra War and Pieces during the week next week. So that's the way we'll do that. Today we are doing Pinkies. We are doing some other weird creature. And this guy here, the Cyber Demon. These are not easy things to paint. So I tried to come up with a scheme that would be the easiest thing for you guys to do. I could sit here and spend 4 days painting them, but that's not really going to help me. And because they're so limited pictures, I was really having some problems. But I have to thank Sean Bean from ID Software, who was nice enough to send me a whole bunch of pictures of these guys so I can get a pretty good idea on what I need to do. So we're going to do our best to try to get some of these guys where we need to get them. And then we'll probably finish everything up next week sometime. I haven't decided when, what, and where, and how, but we will get it done. And then from there, our next big paint project is going to be a game that has got me completely fascinated, and that is Frostgrave. So I'm going to be ordering right after Christmas a whole bunch of that stuff, and we're going to be painting that up and doing a whole bunch of live playthroughs, both here on my channel and the Dice Tower. Now, with the holidays and everything like that, I don't expect a lot of people to be in here, and so forth and so on, but we'll do our best, and we'll just get whatever we have to get done. So why don't we get to work, huh? That probably seems the best thing to do. And hello, Sean. Hello, Joe, Palma, and Robert. How are you? Let's get going. All right, so taking a look at some of the pictures that I have, and particularly, let's go with the Pinky. Is a lot different on this card than it is with the picture that I have on my computer. So I'm going to kind of meet it a little bit halfway there. And the Manicubus is the same thing. It really is a different type of creature in the video game. So we're going to do the best we can. And then trying to figure this big boy out was a project and a half. But I think I've got some ideas. I'm going to be taking some risks here, and if they fail, I'll just go buy and just repaint them. You don't have to do them my way. Now, let's start with the big boy here, and I'm going to show you. I painted everything a filleted one flesh, pretty much. Most of his flesh, that's what I painted with. But what he has is kind of a pinkish stomach, so I kind of want to show you. It's a fleshy type of stomach, and if you look in there, you can see that. And you're thinking to yourself, how do I match that up? Well, I'm going to show you the best way you can. With that undercoat of Filet One Flesh, what we're able to do is take a wash, which is Carisberg Crimson. So I'm actually going to pull his picture up over here just so I can follow that. And I just want to show, no, I didn't want it to go full screen so I can't see your comments. I'm just going to move it over to the side here so I can kind of just keep an eye on everything. Nemesis, how are you? Don, good to see you. All right, so we've got a pretty good idea what we want to do here. These guys are going to be a little more complicated, but that's okay. We can do this. We can do anything if we put our mind to it. Isn't that correct? So, I'm going to put my little visor down here, and we're going to pick up the bad boy here. The main thing is his stomach right here. really get in his stomach and his feet there. We can always touch up the other things, and then his face, which is kind of crucial. But we want to be very careful on how we do things because we really don't want to lose a lot of the details. So we're going to use a smaller brush here to actually paint this on. Serpium, how are you, my friend? I started close to on time because I was getting killed for not being on time, for being early. Zoltan, how are you? Nathaniel. So, there we go. So, because of my wife, we've lost a bunch of subscribers because she's blown me up. But I'm not worried about it. I don't care. Yeah, it's your fault.
Thank everybody for my likes. I'm catching up.
Oh, thank everybody for your likes. Yeah, everybody likes you, but now hates the channel. Just say what you gotta say, woman.
Vote for me. #CC Sweater Contest
Vote for you. #CC Sweater Contest
on Instagram.
on Instagram. That's all you have to say.
Yes,
Don't you have like a personal apology for attacking me the entire thing? Oh, now you're walking away.
gotta run.
You gotta go. Okay, well, that's how that went. Sultan, how are you? Serbian. Question, how often do you color outside the numbers? Or do you always try to match the game card and boxes? I really try to paint within the boxes, to be honest with you. I mean, I really try, you know, because I just don't like going outside the scope of things. You know, sometimes something will strike me, like that demon for Blood Rage. I saw him as a red demon. Everybody else saw him as this gray thing. And the box saw him as a gray thing. But I decided to go a complete different way. And I sparked a whole revolution of red demons. Let's put it that way. Okay, so anyways, we're going to try to keep this color as much as we can, but we really want to take this it's a crimson, Carlsberg Crimson. And we're going to take this wash, and this is where I really want to be kind of careful what I'm doing here. So I'm just getting in these edges, and I'm not worried about getting a lot of this in there. I just want a shade of it in there. And you'll see what I'm talking about in a second here. Because we're actually going to go back over this a bit. And we want to get up in here. And I'm not worried about putting a lot on my brush. And the stuff that I have here, I really kind of want to move around because I want to leave that tan underneath. I really do. And I want it to stick out a bit. Alright. And I got some in the recesses there, and that's okay. That's fine. But I really, and anything that I mess up with, of course I can paint back over. So I want to make sure. See how we have that now? See how that's kind of gross because he's gross? For most regular board games, I also try to stay within the artwork for the painting. It's just easier to recognize the minis on the board. Yeah, pretty true. Sorry, Joe, no ho. Not ho. It's been a crappy day. Ho? What? I'm missing something. I'm missing something, so I'm just going to keep painting here because that's what I do. That's how I roll. So again, I'm going to take a little bit more of this, and there's just an area by his feet we want to get. And I'm not worried about getting it on his nails or anything like that because we're going to paint over those. So we're just going to kind of get that wash in there. And then up on his face. Now, this is where it's going to be a little tricky because I don't want to get it in his mouth. If I do, that's okay. He's got those teeth, but they don't show them that well. So I'm going to kind of work around there. And he's got that right there, which is all flesh. And in here, and then the top of his melon also. So we want to make sure that this brush is annoying the bejesus out of me. Alright, you're going to go there. It's going to be one of those days where I just don't have a feel for things. Alright, let's try this guy here. A little bit more control. Rob, do you ever cheat and leave something unpainted if you know it will be difficult to see? No. I tried to do my best. That's all I can do. Hey, Mario, how are you? Remember, if you cheat, you're only cheating yourself. Nobody else will know, but you will. That's why I try to get everything, because it'll just kind of, not that I'm psychotic about anything. I don't have any kind of issues, no matter what my wife says. But I do, I'm somebody that just likes to, try to do my best and try to get it. I just figure it makes you a better painter if you can try at least to get it. Let's put it that way. If you don't, hey, don't worry about it. It's not the end of the world. Nobody's going to come to your house and take your things away from you. Alright. So as you can see here, and I'm taking some of this off here because I really don't want a lot of this on there. And there's a reason for that. And we'll come back to that later. We will definitely come back to that later. So you want to kind of get that in there. You want to move that around a bit. It doesn't look like much now, but it will when we're done. And what we're doing is just doing the simple version of doing this. Trying to make it as easy as possible for you guys to do this. Now I'm going to open up another picture, so I'm going to shut this down, or actually I'm going to move this over. Because I'm looking at a different picture than you guys are. Alright, so actually, his arm would be that too. So, before we shut down that picture, I just want to get in here. And do that. And we're going to let this dry real good when we're done. And using this small brush is tedious and it's going to take a little time. But with this, because I really don't know what to do with it in a way, we are going to take a little bit of our time, because we're gonna work on just, let me make sure I can even see, you guys can even see this, what I'm doing here. Okay, and there's a reason for this. I know what you're saying. Oh my God, that looks awful. Don't worry about it. It'll all come to fruition at some point. These guys may take more than 1 week, but hey, we will get them. Because that's what we do. Alright. So I want to get the backside picture of the Manicubus. There we go. Let's see. I'm multitasking, watching it slow at work. I wish I never started painting stormtroopers today from Imperial Assault. White is a nightmare. Kinda. Have you got to play Doom yet, Rob? No, I'm going to wait till it's all painted first. And then I'm going to. Hold on. Let's see if I missed anything here. Hi, Mario. Hi, everyone. Okay, I think I got everybody here. That's good. And I'm going to pull this up a little bit. Family Showdown. Howdy. Just stopped by to say hi. Love the Queen of the Known Universe. Top 10. She brought some class to the channel. Holy cow. Dude. You're 4'6". Okay? I will eat you. You and your wife together. I will eat you both in one sitting. Family Showdown. By class, do you mean Rob got schooled? Exactly. Oh, man. You guys are just... Next time I see you, you better run. You better run. Those poor kids of yours, you better have your insurance paid. I will break you like meeples on my back. I'll show you what the real man versus meeple is like. That's about the size of you guys. There we go. We're just going to work this in here. Coming in here, starting trouble. I'll tell you. Peoples. Oh, Hunter. You are a card. You're lucky I like you and your wife. It's probably your wife that's saying all this. Okay, let's just break that off a little bit. And we're just working this into the back side. I want to get the back side there. There we go. We don't want to get these fins here, if you're looking. These little fin areas. So we're going to work this wash around here. This is probably the most tedious part of this whole thing. The rest, I think we'll be able to breeze through. It's just, thank God there's only 2 of these guys. Because the rest of it's going to be pretty easy, I think. But that's me. Okay, that. And then this blubber here. Man, this guy is just all just this pinky type of gunk. Is that what you call it? I don't know. I'm pooped. I need a break. That's what I really need. Alright, there we go. Alright, so let's just work this in here a little bit. There we go. And we'll work that in a little bit. And there we go. You see what we're going for here. Ooh, let me pull up the live feed so I can actually see what the heck I'm doing here. Okay, so what I'm showing you, and as long as you can see it. Oops. There we go. See what we're going there for? See how that all is coming together? Now, this will all make sense very soon. See how we got that pink? That pink. Wasn't there different versions of Doom board game? Yes, there was. I'm sure the troopers will turn out okay in the end. Taking Rob's method of trusting the shading process. Just need to tidy them up. Yeah. Bye, TFs. Well, made my evening. Have fun, folks. Goodbye, Family Showdown. Rob, do you ever use more than one color wash on the same model? It's funny you should say that. We are going to do that. If so, how do you do it without bleeding over parts where you don't want it to? I take my time and I use the brush and I let the brush control the actual wash. That's the most important thing there. Alright, so let's put this guy out of the way. You can see I did this guy a little earlier to test him out. So we're going to let him dry. And then we're going to come back to him. Now these pinkies, they're a little bit of a different story here. Because they're a lot more, well, they're pink. Let's face it. And they have a little more purple in them. So what I did is I again used the same method. I used the filleted flesh ones paint. So basically all I want to do here, in a nutshell, okay, and I want to be very, very concise about this, we're going to have to shade these guys a little bit differently. Because what we're going to do is we're going to take a different approach to this. We're really going to put the Crimsonberg on here pretty good. Now I was thinking, excuse me. I'm gonna go pretty good on this. Okay. Now, I want you to know that I'm doing this process as I'm sitting here with you guys. So don't feel that. I'm just watching the comments too. I'm figuring this out as I go. That's the best way to put it. I'm figuring this out as I go. And on these guys, you're going to see that I'm going to use 2 different washes on it. And you're going to see how I'm going to do it. I painted all my original. Okay, hi. If you have a question, please put question in front of it, just so I know that you guys are trying to get a hold of me. What color did you prime the stormtroopers? Okay, there we go. You guys are talking about something totally different, which is fine by me. Okay, so now with this, I'm going to take the bigger brush, okay, and I'm not going to worry about getting this all over the place, okay? Because we're going to do a couple things to really bring these guys out. And let's turn down this page too. And here we go. All I'm going to do is just take, and this is just a quick motion here. All we're going to do is really just get this pink in here, or this red in here. Oh, let me put down my visor so I can see what the heck I'm doing. And this is a big sellout because I'm selling out here. I'm taking and I'm really working this in here, and I don't care where it goes. This is where you get these guys done like lickety split. Well, not so much, but I mean a majority of what they are. And you don't mind it going on there thick and moving it around. And if it pulls up in certain areas, that's okay, because we're going to work some other colors in there too. And this is just going to be a process. This will probably, you'll be able to see get done on the Dice Tower feed, which we will do shortly by 7 o'clock, of course. Then I've got to go outside and I've got to plan with the Queen, even though I shouldn't even talk to her. Caused me to lose subscribers because of her painting me in a bad way. I ought to just fire her. If they want to leave, they can leave. I could care less. Alright. Now look at that. And you see what we got here? That's only a little bit of what we want. This really goes over and really does exactly what I want it to do. I want it to sit in there, but I want that filleted one flesh to kind of stand out a bit. Alright. And we got to hope these guys dry in the next hour, so we can come back to them. If not, we'll have to just do them next week. And next week will be an extra long, probably do 2 hours here and 2 hours on oops, let me just put him down. I think his legs are still just a little wet from the base, because I painted him before we even went on. Let me make sure. Yeah, that's a little wet. That guy's alright. This guy's good. Okay. And that's where we're going to really hit a home run, is making sure that we finish these guys up next week, because we do want to get into our next project fairly quickly. We don't want to drag this out. And actually, I want to play this game, to be honest with you. Alright. There we go. And okay, sounds good. Let's slap up on brown. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, I'm not missing anything. Leo, how are you? Good to see you. Good to see you all today. I hope you guys are all set for the holidays. I know I finished all my Christmas shopping finally today. I was waiting for something that I had to go pick up, which was a pain in the neck because I don't like going to the mall. I don't like going to the mall at all. So I went there today. Got that done, which was nice. And it pleased me quite much, because now I don't have to go back ever again. Alright. By just moving this around good enough, getting that effect that I want, where everything is just getting in the recesses. Just moving that around. Get that around his neck. And we'll push that in there. There we go. Let's get the underneath of his hand. And voila. Alright, let's let these guys dry and then we'll come back to them, because we will be adding some more colors and a few other things. Alright, let's put this guy off to the side. Alright. Now let's talk about this Cyber Demon. This guy's a real pain. And this guy is where it really is going to kind of... here's what I did. I took a celestial gray. Even though I primed them white, I kind of put that over the base there. Because if I look at those cards, let's look at that. Let's close up this wash here. We're going to try to do what we can with this guy. Now, he has kind of a greenish tinge to him. So I want to use the gray as a base. Now, as looking at the picture I have from the wonderful people at ID and Sean Bean, thank you so much. I can't thank you enough for doing that. Question. Okay, I can see that. Rob, how do you decide what color to prime with? White, black, or gray? Well, a lot of times, right now, I mean, it really kind of it depends on what scale, model I'm painting. If it's something that is dark and with a lot of metallic in it, I will prime it black because I want to dull it down. If it's a bright color like a chibi or something, I'll prime it white. If I just have gray primer, sometimes I'll just prime them gray because I can go either way with that color and as an underbase. So there you go. I hope that answers your question. So, okay, we were going to the Cyber Demon here. Okay, so he's grayish, but he has this green tinge to him. And I want to darken that up. But he also has these lighter colors. And I think that's what we're going to do is we're going to work some of that in after we do what we do here. Now, I left this open because this is a Canon. So it's all metallic, so it doesn't matter what I get out of here. Hey Rob, I've been looking at this game, just can't pull the trigger. Well, I did, my brother, and it's almost painted. So what we're going to do here is we're going to save that for last. So what I really want to do is I want to get a dark, I think I'm going to try, okay, and it's a bit of a risk, is a Athonium Camo Shade. It's dark, it's a dark green. And if it's a little too bright on the gray, I'm okay with that. Now, I could go with a brighter Bioton green wash, which would be a little bit brighter. But I just don't think that will cut it for what I want. So what I want to do is I'm going to go with this. That's what I've decided. That's what I'm going to go with. And it's okay that I'm going to get it pretty much kind of all over this particular model because we're going to paint over this. We're going to paint over in certain areas. Lori, how are you? It's always good to see you. Hate, not gate. Okay. Okay, so I am a risk taker. I am. Alan, how are you? All right, so let's give this a go. Let's make sure our brush is dry. We don't have any foreign material on it. And again, I can't thank Sean Bean enough for doing this for me, for getting me these actual pictures. This really is helping out a lot. So the gray and the green is going to cause something, and exactly what I was hoping it would do. And that's what I'm hoping for. Okay, so let's just start doing this. If we're going to do that, if we're going to sell out, let's sell out. All right. If we are going to do this, let's do this the right way and really work this in there. And you can see just taking this shade, and let me just, now that I got the idea in my head, and I'm committed to it, you just have to go with it. If you're going to go with it, you're going to go with it. And I'm going to get this all in his face, but it doesn't matter because we're going to paint over his face. I'm just going to get this all in here. And when this dries, that's when we're really going to bring out some things too. And then we're going to have to use another shade over that because we're going to have to paint back inside this. But what I want to do is I really want to kind of get this shade in here and really give him that greenish type of grayish tinge. So you see what I'm going for here. You can't have any fear. Remember, painting is fun. It's not something to be afraid of. It doesn't pay to be afraid of anything. Can't remember. But then again, Dr. Doom said it best, only a fool doesn't fear. So all I'm going to do is really kind of work this shade over this gray, because this gray has a blue in it, and it's a celestial gray. Let me show you again. So for you people that just popped in, okay, we're using this type of gray, and it has a blue tinge to it. So this nice dark wash goes in there exactly the way I want it to right now. Now, we're not going to leave him all this color, that's for sure. And we're going to do a few things with him. But we want to get that base in there. We want to have that kind of greenish, gross stone that he has going on. Why don't you combine the green and the Castellano yellow to brighten it up? No, I want it dark. I want it dark. I want it dark. I want him foreboding. He's a demon. He's a cyber demon. He's not here. He's not an Eldar. I mean, yeah, no, he's not an Eldar. So that's what I see something in my head. I see something in the pictures, and I think I can achieve it. And for me, that's exciting. See, it's little things like this that all of a sudden things start to come together. And that's what makes this exciting. That's what makes this so thrilling, is being able to see something that you take a chance, and even if it may not be what you want, you can see that, okay, I know what my next step is. I know what I need to get to that step that I want, to create that illusion. All right, look at this. It's exactly what we're looking for. And we're looking to work that in there real good. And we'll talk about this a little more on the Dice Tower too. What time is it? Oh, great. We got plenty of time. We're way ahead of schedule and we're having a great time. Well, I am at least. That's all that matters. Unless I misheard, I think you wanted to brighten it up a bit. No, I wanted to... Well, I wanted to take and bring the... I was thinking of brightening up the green, but... I mean the gray with a brighter green, but I decided on a more sinister green. It was basically the other side of my brain talking. I was arguing with myself and I won. There we go. All right, that's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for the outside. Now I'm going to build inward, and I'll show you exactly. Joe, bold question. Are you a PXH area? Okay. You guys are talking amongst yourselves. That's more than fine. So you see what we got here and what we're trying to accomplish so far. So we've got that. We're leaving this arm the way it is. I'm going to let him dry. Let's clean off these brushes a bit. Let's close this up. Get that over here. Now we've got to figure out our next step with a few things. With some things I know exactly where we're going to go, but there's a couple other things that we need to finish up too. Let's get some of that off. Okay, let's just look around, make sure that we got everywhere that we wanted to get. Perfect. Perfect. Now all he needs to do is the one most important thing that he could ever do, and that's just dry. Alright, let's finish up these two while we're at it. They should be dry now where I can put that wash on them. Just to get them ready for the next show when we go big time. Alright. Alrighty. And that's exactly what we're going to do. And we're at 6:30. Perfect. Perfect. Larry, how are you? Good to see you. Leo retracted a message. How's it playing? Anyone had a go yet? Nemesis? Okay. You guys are talking about Doom, I think. That's a good thing. Alright, so again, we're just going to work that wash into him. And we're not going to be shy about it either. See, this is when it's good when you got one big area that you got to cover. Just take your bigger brush and just work that in there as well as you can. Hit all the spots you need to hit. And work that in, work it in, work it in. There we go. And we want to make sure that we get everything that we possibly can here. And life is good. There we go. And so is everybody all set for Christmas? Box sitting here in shrink wrap. Yes, we are. We are, Rob. Okay, there you go. Hey, Jorge, how are you? Forgive me, I'm just looking up every once in a while. So if I miss a question, please don't be afraid to type it again and put question in front of it so I see it. All right. I gotta say this. The detail on these models are absolutely fantastic. I've got a top 10 list to do next week for the Dice Tower on miniatures, and I have a feeling that these guys just might be there. They just might be there. That'll be live too, because I'm going to try something different on the Dice Tower, because I always like to be different. I don't want to be like everybody else. If I was like everybody else, probably have more subscribers. I'm a risk taker. I just believe in doing what I want to do. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to give my list, and then I want to hear everybody else's list. I want everybody to shoot out games that they thought were the best of 2016 miniature-wise and war games. I've got my list. I've got it compiled. I've got it ready. I've got the segment all ready to go, and I'm excited about it. So we're going to give it a go. That is for sure. And we're going to take that over. We're going to do that. And there he goes. He's all set. So we got, okay, so now we're just waiting for people to dry. Come on, dry. You ruined my show. Really? I swear these guys. Can't have you ruining my show. Alright, remember this guy? We forgot to do something on him last week. So while we're waiting for things to dry, it's a pretty good time to do it. No, actually, my viewing thing, Alan, took a hit. I don't think they liked what she said. We lost a bunch of subscribers. So she's not going to be on for quite some time. She's been banned from the channel. Alright, so this eye, we're just going to work our way out here. In fact, I don't think I'm going to talk to her for a while. She cost me all my hard work. You know, she's in a contract year. She better be careful. I will fire her. Alright, there we go. Alright. And you had that little eye in there, and now he really just kind of boop. Hey, how you doing? We need a good Halo board game like this. We have a good Halo board game. You guys just don't realize it. We have a great Halo war game. will show it to you. Ow. Where is it? I think I have it here. Yes, I do. It's next on the project list. Oops. I'm going to pick this up a little bit, guys. Oop. Oops, wrong way. Halo Ground Command. Yes. We have to get this done. Tons and tons of cool stuff. And it's done by my boys, Spartan. Spartan Games. Haven't gotten to it yet, but we will. Once I figure out. Okay. Oh, wrong way. Wrong way. That way. Too much. There we go. God, I love this camera. The Halo Fleet game? No, that is Halo Ground Battles. I have the Halo Fleet and the Ground Battles. By Spartan Games. Alright, so. Dried. Painted. Good. You're where you should be. Awesome. Now we got to figure out. We got some issues here, and I've got to try to figure this out. So I'm going to take a look at this picture, and I've got to figure out, is it a metallic? Or it looks like a dark gray. It's kind of like a... It's a very, very dark, dark gray. But it's got a sheen to it. It's almost got a bluish tinge to it. So I think if we go very, very dark gray. You know what? Let's give it a shot. Let's take a look at the front of them. And that's what I'm going to do right here. Yeah, everything's a dark, dark gray. That's a dark gray with a blue tinge to it. There's more... hold on. That's the good one. There's another Halo game that's bad, bad. That's more of a miniature war game, though, isn't it? Yeah, Sean, it is. Let's see. So, I wonder, would this suffice? Is an Eshin gray dark enough? Or do I want to go with standard Mechanicus gray? I want to go to darker gray because I can always bring it back. I can always bring something back a bit. I'm going to open both of these up, so bear with me. Look at this one. And I'm going to look at this one. They kind of almost look the same. Probably highlight with a little bit of a lighter one. Alright, let's go here. That's what we're going to do. Alright, so now we're going to have some fun, folks. Question. Rob, my friend, is thinking of buying... My friend is thinking of buying WarQuest. He says some reviews aren't keen. As a mini guy without dumping you on the spot, is it a buy, try game in your opinion, matey? Alan, tell him wait till next week. Because I'm actually going to try to play it live with Justin. After we painted it, I want to see how good it is. I mean, we painted 4 sets of it. And I spoke with Glenn today. He's actually sending us the Galactic Empire game, which is very nice of him to do. So I want to thank him. But I don't want to condemn the game. You know, even though, you know, I've been talking with the guy, I don't want to condemn the game until I try the game. If the game's not good, I'm just going to say it's not good. Alright, I'm going to ask him, okay, how can we fix this? You know, because the miniatures are gorgeous. That's why I painted the game. I haven't played it yet. But I painted it because I just looked at the miniatures and they were just very old school type of. It made me think of old GW, to be honest with you. So I mean that's I think just taking a day and giving me a week and giving me a chance to go through it and try it and watch it be played. Watch how we play it and see what you think. I think that's the best way to do it. You know, a lot of people have different opinions on things. There's things that they're going to like and not like, and that's all fine and dandy, but at the end it's what you like. And that's the way I feel about it, and that's what I'm going to try to do is take a look at it, figure it out. I think this will work. I think. I'm not too sure about this. This is going to be Two Coat Charlie. Yeah. I'm not liking this at all. Two Coat Charlie. Doggone it. Yeah. And I don't think this brush is going to do it either. See, I wonder. Gotta look at the picture. I've really got to study this picture. Like I said, this is a guy that I may decide to abandon until I can really figure out what I want to do with him. I'm going to need a different brush. Something a little more stable. Let's go to the well here. And let's go with this one. Let's try this. Because everything on him... Okay, that goes on a little bit better. We can... I think a nice dark wash over it. Now I gotta figure out how to kind of brighten it up. I think just a touch of like a lead belcher or something over it, or a blue wash. I'll figure it out. I gotta look at that picture again. That's what I really gotta do. Doop doop doop. Okay, where are you? There you are. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, that's a dark, slimy gray. Yep, that's the way we're gonna have to play it for now. Again, nothing's written in stone. Well, we're just gonna get this first coat on here. I knew this guy was gonna be the death of me. And he's going to be one of those where it's going to take a couple coats to really sink this guy in. What time do we got? 6:43. We go on the Dice Tower very soon. Alright, let's see if we can get this guy painted up in 15 minutes. In all his little areas. Over there, everything in there. Just trying to visualize this a little bit. Easy, easy. See, I don't even know if I'm on camera because I'm looking at this stupid picture too. Zoop. Oh, come on. Alright, just downsize it. There we go. Okay. Let's try it again. And we're going to go over all these piping right now. Let's just get it gray for now. This light color just isn't helping it at all. This just looks stupid right now. It's alright. I'll figure it out. It's just going to take a little bit. It's just going to take a little bit. I'll just get all the big areas right now. And then, of course, this brush is not cooperating whatsoever. Oh my god, this is a disaster today. Yes, even I have bad days. Cannot find a brush that I want to paint with. Just want something, nothing. Alright, let's try this one. That might do it. Yeah, new oil, yeah. Maybe if you were just really slow. I don't know. What? The only thing I didn't... I keep battling phones away. Okay, never mind. We're not talking to me, so I'm not worried about it. I mean, this is going to be alright. It's just... It's a little frustrating because I don't see it yet. I don't see what I'm trying to accomplish with this particular creature. It's a little annoying because all I see is a mess right here. All I see is this gray. But that will change. I mean, I know what I gotta do. It's just, it's gonna be a pain in the neck. It's going to be a pain in the neck. Because we just can't have creatures that are just simple to paint. We have to really have very difficult creatures. Alright, come on. Here we go. And that goes in there like that. Into like that. Into there like that. There, that's a little better. That brush seems to be working a little bit better. See, until it's all shaded, it just looks like garbage, and it's very frustrating. And that's what I talk about a lot of times, that you can get very frustrated with something. Even I still do it. And then all of a sudden you'll just put that one color on there and it'll make all the difference in the world. And you go, oh, that's what I was trying to do. But it looks like garbage for like half the time you're painting it. Until all of a sudden you just hit that one thing. You do that one color that really, all of a sudden it just brings everything else that you're trying to do together. And that could be extremely frustrating, waiting for that moment. Like this particular guy, I gotta keep checking the clock because I don't want to be late getting over to the DT. I'm always early here, but I wasn't early today. I get so many complaints that I come on too early. So I tried to be, well, I just tried to be, you know, on time. You know what the problem is that you're sitting there and you're waiting to go on. And you're like, alright, should I wait? I'm ready. I've got everything where I need it to be. Everything's all set up. Come on, let's just get painting. And I just turn it on. Let's get going. Let's get this feed going. That's usually my call to arms. Let's just get going. We're not sitting here for our own health. Let's get going. And in there like that. If I can just get this done before we go to the dice tower, that'll give everything else a chance to dry, which is awesome. And then we can come back to Fatty here. All right. Bonjour. Hello, Pierre. Jonathan, how are you? Good to see you. It's just that one color that just all of a sudden just brings everything to life, and you gotta wait for it. A lot of times you can't see things until that moment. That's why you can never give up on it. Never give up on it. Never go, oh wow, this is horrible. This is the end of all things. Because there will be that color that will come out and really help you out. Sometimes you may have to do something over because you might finally see something, but everything eventually just kind of works out. You just got to trust me on that. I've done this too many times. I've painted too many bad models. Too many. It just takes time, patience, dedication to your craft. Boy, what a bunch of bull that is, huh? Basically, it's just really simple. If you like what you're doing, don't worry what anybody else thinks. Just keep doing it. You'll feel better for it. Just have fun. And that's all I'm trying to do. I do a paint show every week, and I try to have fun. 6:52. I got X-Wing for my son. Very good. Merry Christmas to everyone. Gramtastic. Merry Christmas to you, my dear friend. By the way, the rest of the packages finally went out yesterday. So if you won from whatchamacallit, people have finally gotten hold of me, so I got the last of everything out. So I'm happy about that. Some of it. One of the things, I sent some games to somebody that has been having a tough time. I took some things out of my personal collection and I wanted to keep, but I think the person that needed it or didn't have money to get anything needed it more, so we sent that up too, and I actually got a little room in here. And then after Sunday, when we go live, I'll have a little bit more room. Boy, this just looks like garbage to me, but that's okay. It will come together. Alright. And let's move that up into there. And let's get that over there. I'm going to paint these tubes. Just so I can visualize something. That's what I need to do. There, that. And we are going to go over to the dice tower very shortly. The mighty DT. So, I hope you guys will join me over there, where we will continue to paint Doom. And you can see that we're just trying to get these base colors on. And then we're really going to bring these things out. You see what I'm trying to accomplish here. So just want these base colors on there for this guy. I'm going to push him off to the side for a bit. Everybody else we got going pretty good. Excellent. Some of these guys are almost dry, which is great because we need to get to the next level. Alright, I'm going to stop this here. Go over to the dice tower and we will be ready to go there. So I will see you guys over at the dice tower. Thanks so much for watching this so far. As you see, we got everything drying and getting ready, and we are going to be doing some things with that. I will see you guys there in 5 minutes. So thanks again for watching. We'll see you in a bit.